Namaste, beautiful souls. We are back again. We'll burn a little more sage. Thank you for joining us. We were just on here the other day talking about the dark karma of social media, and looks like, and then
Look what happened.
And then here goes this whoever this Charlie Kirk character is, dying on my birthday. So now I gotta come on here and talk to y'all again
Y'all didn't learn a
about.
lot. Maybe the lesson came a little early. It was
Yeah, maybe maybe
predictive.
Perhaps it was. Perhaps it was. So first of all, let's just take a moment. Have a moment of gratitude. Thank you for allowing us to be here. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Cam. For those of you who are new here, I'm Cameo.
I'm Aiden.
And we are the fraud department.
And this is Mr. Brown.
Oh yeah, Mr. Brown's here today. Today we are broadcasting from Atlanta,
Atlantis.
Georgia. Both we are together in the same space.
Amplifying the same energy.
My sage is going out of control. Hold on.
Yeah, they're trying to clear it. God.
Woo, shit. Oh, no. Oh, damn. Hold on. Oh, God.
Yeah, we rolling. We
Okay.
live. We live.
Okay, it's fine. No worries. No worries. This is the fraud department. We do not need to call the fire department. It's fine.
Not today.
Okay. Whew. All right. So we're just going to sage the space, sage the energy. So I guess what I want to do, I guess we got to come back and talk about this a little bit. Well, first of all, I just in all full transparency, until Wednesday, until my birthday, this person was killed or assassinated, whatever you want to call it. I had no idea who he was. I'd never heard of him. I don't watch, like mainstream television or media or anything like that. So I don't know who he is. Okay, that's number one. So I don't support him. I don't, judge him. Like I don't know who he is. I literally have not still even from the time I started seeing all these posts on social media, I still don't know what he's about, what he said, or why people dislike him so strongly. Have you know anything about him, Aiden? Because I'm getting ready to look it up here.
Yeah, as the
just see what I can find.
As the fraud department, I have to keep it as honest as I can. I really don't have any structured understanding.
So we're gonna give an honest and objective.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to figure out an honest objective, because what I'm noticing is that
all I'm seeing is clips on social media.
Right, and what I'm noticing is that his death has brought out the NPCs in droves. I think what caught my attention initially was there was a series of posts I saw on my timeline that it was like this person died, and what you have for lunch? It was like these what did you have for lunch posts, and it was just kind of like this dismissive and apathetic, and then and some people were even really vile and just like good, and
The stage going crazy.
they were the stage is going sorry. They were going like Samuel Jackson and what was that movie? And I hope they burn in hell.
It wasn't Django, was it?
No, it wasn't Django. It was I'll have to look it up now. It was about his daughter had been raped.
Oh, wow.
So but it was now you're gonna make me look it up. Let's see. I got my computer out today.
But yeah, it's been a crazy week in the world in general, because the thing is, events like this, they get people on both sides to care. People on one
time
side,
to kill.
people on one side feel like this may be a win or a W for humanity, as they may say, or the movement.
But it is not. This is such an L for humanity, because
It generates more conflict, more energy that is divisive. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Ironically, the title of the movie is A Time to Kill. Yeah, A Time to Kill. So.
And so I just want to speak to the point that my school, along with many other HBCUs, were forced to close down for whatever reason, just to keep their students safe under the siege of threat, under the siege of a plant like this sucking all the life out of their atmosphere with the threat of something like a bomb or a shooter, you know, something similar to what Charlie Kirk had to experience. So it's crazy. Or even just the bystanders, you know what I'm saying? Thoughts are Charlie Kirk may have been sacrificed.
Yeah, and I think the biggest issue that I have with a lot of this is, you know, for me, I don't care what he did. You know, he could have been the most, you know, he could be the Antichrist for all I care. But it's your actions. It doesn't matter you don't get to blame your actions. You don't get to, there's no karma. Yeah, there's no karma.
Someone else's work.
Exactly. Your karmic response is not, oh, well, they did this or they did that. Everybody gets to own their own karma. So the energy that you put out, even if it's behind somebody that you think has put out worse energy, there's no pass for that. There's no pass. The echo, a lot of people think that cyberspace is this like domain where, you know, things don't count, or like it's not real, or because I'm not in a person's face bullying them or saying foul things that it doesn't count, and it does. And in fact, it counts even more, because if you're saying something offline, you know, there may be, I don't know, 2 or 3 people that might hear it, and it might project out to that magnitude. But when you're on social media and you're saying things, how many hundreds of thousands, at that point, you don't even have any control over how many people are going to hear it, or how, you know, the whole viral video thing is a thing. So, yeah. But yeah, every digital action is energy. It just like an action in the physical. You're typing something, you're communicating, you're putting this energy out. So like you've got to and the thing is, it lowers the frequency of everybody, because we live in a cult society, or excuse me, a culture. Everything that you do, that energy, that low frequency impacts the rest of the community. So.
And you want to know how? Just to equate this to the fact that you're thinking karma may be separate because it's online. Think about everything is stored online, it's stored on a server, it's stored on some computer in some remote location. It never goes anywhere. It's all like the Akashic Records, it's always there. So everything that you do, everything that you say is stored in some form or fashion. And everything that comes afoot of it. And so that's kind of a scary thought when you think about it, how much harm and damage you can do. And
even if you're not necessarily sharing it, it's like every like, every emoji, it's kind of like
every engagement.
Consent to amplify that vibration, you know, whatever that is. It pushes it on, it pushes it forward. And every like, every emoji, every comment it adds like to the algorithm, or however the system decides that it's going to put this stuff in front of other.
And so let me explain something new, because you may not know this on Instagram, but now, because we know about the Instagram stories, right? So we started out with posts. Let's go through the evolution. We started out with posts, only pictures, 15-second videos, 1 minute long videos. Now we basically have the reels, we have the stories, we have the long stories, the lives.
And there's something called Threads now.
Threads.
I don't even know what to do with that. But
separate app.
Yeah.
The point is, I'm saying now we have comments on the stories.
Yeah.
So now you can comment on a story, and that comment cannot be shared to other people. So if you swipe
it just piles on.
So if you swiping up on the hard eyes in the DMs, you may see that. Oh, they say hard eyes in the DMs. I'ma hop in the DMs. They basically saying the DMs is open. And they're using so many other ways to communicate this, because Instagram knows what you like. They know your nervous system.
And it goes back to what we were talking about in the first episode, where we talked about the dark karma of social media, about trauma porn and about this dragging culture and these like apathy posts, just like with the Charlie Kirk and the lunch memes. It ripples out so much further beyond what the person commenting can really imagine. Like you really have no idea.
Every meme is just a small little penny drop in there.
I mean, I've even had to go back through my feeds, over the years, over time, and really evaluate.
Audit your posts.
Yeah, I've had to audit my posts and
audit your posts.
Yeah, and the other thing that I think people are confused is that there's this illusion of like anonymity online, or that being online shields you from any sort of consequences. But what happens too online,
or like your burner account,
right? But what ends up happening online sometimes is that because people think they're anonymous, it tends to lower their inhibitions, right? So we've got the thumb thugs and the cyber bullies. It leads people to do more things
out of character
that they would not necessarily do face to face, right? So people are a lot more emboldened.
Would you say that in front of Charlie Kirk, mama? Would you say that in front of Charlie?
No. I don't know. Yeah, I would say
no, not
if
you.
It's
I'm
true.
talking about y'all clowning.
These people. Oh yeah, I would say anything that's true.
Would you say that in front of Young Thug's face? Because you remember the whole Young Thug thing? Oh, let's bring this full circle. So remember when you had that court case?
Okay, so that wasn't supposed to necessarily.
This was a lawsuit.
This was a lawsuit. This was a civil lawsuit that I filed. I was not under any type of criminal.
Dropped. Right.
Any sort of criminal activity.
My mama had the same judge as Young Thug for a long period of time. And so, what's going on now? Because he's free. He's been free for a long time now. Mm-hmm. And there's now video circulating of an interrogation. And his biggest artist, Gunna, got out on a plea very early. All he had to say was that their organization, their label, YSL, is a gang and it must be stopped. And he went on the stand, said that, and everybody was condemning him. You're a rat. You're a snitch. Mm-hmm. And Thug was, showing his disapproval because he was still in jail for a while, along with 24 other conspirators, co-defendants, as they say in the legal system. And so now...
Co-conspirators.
Yes, now there is evidence that he talked to the police, even though nothing in the video, he wasn't really telling on anybody. Mm-hmm. Now, it's just like the energy is shifting. Oh, now you're a thug and a snitch and a rat too. But now this interview just came out where he's trying to, really express himself. And what's really being shown here is that he's hurt. He feels like he's been betrayed. He's like, bro, when I was growing up, we were so poor, other people in our family didn't even want us to be there because they like, y'all dirty, y'all gonna bring roaches. So he's growing up in a family of 10 and he's looking for love from other people. So that's what creates this culture of bringing all these people together and taking care of people. And he's like, I gave him more time to my kids. I gave him more time to my wife, my girl. I'm like, if you really think about it, that's a broken man talking.
Okay.
If you're crying about giving more time to another man that's now betrayed you, that's a tough pill to swallow. Because he's out of jail, he's not making any music, he's not, he thought he was gonna come home to a bunch of love, but the culture switched. We're tired of that energy. We're tired of that. We're not street. Everybody's not street. We don't follow that same code.
We're light and love now.
Yeah.
That's played out now.
Yeah, he's stuck in.
I love that for the culture.
He's stuck in before he got out of jail when everything was cool. And so watching that interview, because the interviewer, Big Bank, on the podcast, it was really cool because he started talking about his childhood first. And he's like, why are you feeling this way? Like, let's get to the solutions. I don't care about the snitching and all that. Like, we're going to talk about that. But he's like, bro, you hurt. And that was a really cool moment because I feel like everybody's kind of growing from that. Even if you're clowning about the interview itself, everybody's kind of evolving out of that mindset that he was stuck in. And now that's causing, because you're the only one living that, bro. Everyone else gonna snitch. Everyone else is gonna take their plea when things come down. So it's like, you gotta evolve out of that mindset, NPC behavior. Because that energy is still NPC behavior. I don't give a fuck how tough you are. You're still programmed by a small matrix, which is probably like a neighborhood, a micro culture. It's a subculture of America. And it started oh man, I just actually watched a video about this. It was actually pretty funny. But it was just talking about how, this started as a prison thing that evolved from people coming out of prison and sharing this no snitch culture with the rest of the community. And as policing became more of a divisive situation and more targeted towards, ethnics, colored people, it became more widespread and normal to the point where police had to...
So you feel like you can pinpoint when this no snitch behavior began?
Well, no, it was just, it's been documented. I'm not saying like I can pinpoint it, but it's been recorded that, it kind of originally started as a prison thing, like prisoners, no snitch. We're all against the correctional officers. We're not going to tell on anybody. But once those people come out of jail, that becomes more widespread, if you understand what I'm saying. It didn't, like that form of culture didn't originate in the environment that is now most common. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or it's trying to be pushed, because it's more of a thought now. Nobody really, that's what all these experiences are showing when these people go to jail, and it's just like, yeah, bro, it's all every man for himself at the end of the day. But it started out as a function to protect the community, because it's like, why we're not bringing in police.
It's a code.
Yeah, it's a code.
It's a code just like anything else. A code of conduct,
right?
Code of behavior, DNA code. Eventually, it gets written into your DNA coding.
Right, but it no longer serves most of the people anymore. To the point where it's like the people that are living it are very. It's a very primitive way to go out.
I don't like how my glasses tend to reflect the
Drop out of this.
Glare.
Minimize that. Minimize the browser. Well, you got a bunch of
10,000 browsers open. I'm always doing lots of things. Let's see.
Yeah, but I just kind of brought that up to say, whether it's Charlie Kirk or Young Thug or,
Yeah, how did that come full circle? Bring that back around for me.
Oh, because he's just another person being clowned in the media right now.
Why you had to mention my court case? Seemed like a little shade.
It's not a little shade. This is it's a relatable experience. We're interacting with the same judge as Young Thug. It's a full circle moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just, the thing about that interaction.
He got dropped off though. He ended up getting.
Yeah, I see why he got booted. First of all, I see why. What was his name again? I forgot what the man's name was. But I see why he got booted off the case. And one thing he taught me then, and I actually don't even utilize the court system anymore just because of what he said during that hearing. And basically, so the other attorney said all these things that were not true, but because he was an attorney, or I guess an officer of the court, he didn't have to prove anything. Like, I was kind of like asking for the receipts, and it was just, the judge just kind of asked him, do you affirm?
Do you concur?
Yeah, do you affirm, or do you swear? I don't know what he said, but anyway, so that was that. So there was that part. Then there was another. So during this hearing, it's like this Zoom call. You don't even go to court anymore. You just get on, the Zoom, and they have a whole bunch of people sitting in there waiting to be called. And there was some guy that he was trying to sue the bank. They took his property. He mortgaged his property. He bought a bunch of properties cash, went and mortgaged them. And it was like he was trying to sue them for false foreclosure or something like that. Well, anyway, they said that he was unable to sue them because he had put the properties into an LLC of some kind, and somehow he didn't have stand. Somehow although he was the one that bought them, they're his properties, his LLCs, he's the sole member, managing member, all of these things. Somehow he did not have standing to sue. And that's the one thing people need to understand about Georgia. I don't know how we're getting off on this tangent, but maybe this is something that somebody needs to hear.
We're the fraud department.
Georgia is a very,
advising.
that's right. We are the fraud department. Georgia is when it comes to the legal system in the state of Georgia is a very procedural state. Georgia is not as much concerned with justice or, the truth per se. It's about procedure. It's about, did you file the proper paperwork? Did you cross your I's, dot your T's? Did you have enough space at the top of the document? Did you drop down far enough so that the clerk has room for their stamp? If the clerk doesn't have room for her stamp, that document you tried to file probably won't get filed. But anyway, what he said to me, and what really just kind of made me like, okay, I'm done with all of this. This is why I never went to law school. But the guy that had lost his house and everything, you know, we all know that he was, you know, the owner of the property, and it just was a procedural thing. And you know, people are always telling people, oh yeah, put your stuff in a trust, put it in an LLC, put it in this, that, and somehow that backfired on him. And he was basically, he was begging the judge, like, Your Honor, like he was like, please, you know, like, this is all I had. This bank, they knew what they were doing. I think it was maybe some sort of, I think he may have been claiming some sort of predatory lending. I don't know. We didn't even get that far, because they got it thrown out just based upon standing.
It don't matter.
So who has standing to sue? If he's the only person there is, who would have standing to sue? I guess nobody. Now that you put it into an LLC. But the thing that really bothered me about what he said when the guy was begging to the judge, like, you know, please help me, you know, this is such an injustice, you know, that the judge, he just threw his hands up. He said, hey, I'm just the referee. And so that told me, like, this is not about justice. It's a game. It's a game, just like this simulation. Just like, where's the book? Go get the book so we can show them. Just like all this stuff is a game. There's no, like, don't think anybody really cares about you and what's going on in your life. Don't think anybody really cares about justice. You go to these courthouses, things like that, and it's just a game. He said he's just the referee. So you know, it's not like, I guess it's not really like on TV where the judge can make a ruling that is, you know, rooted in truth and justice. And, like, you know, I thought that was how case law was established in the legal system. But on that day, no, it was not. He said he was just the referee. And I was just so disappointed in that. Like, a referee, because whenever I think of a referee, there's a game being played.
Yeah. Imagine a cop saying, "Oh, I'm just I don't even want to get into that. I'm not going to talk about that.
All right, but let's keep it moving here, because we're getting off onto
a whole tangent.
We are. I lost my
I can pause it.
Let me see something here.
Let me pause it.
Yeah. All right. So let's take just a super quick second. I wanted to do a little bit of research because I am interested in what this Charlie Kirk situation is that's got all the NPCs just going crazy. Looks like, so it's interesting. Looks like the suspect is really young, only 22. That's probably a whole nother topic within itself.
Yeah. I've noticed that, I think that is a trend I've noticed in, like, a lot of mass shootings. I mean, they're not super young all the time, but a lot of times
younger,
it's 18, 19.
Or high school age.
Yeah.
Those, I'll say, it's more prevalent amongst those that, unless it's like a sniper type thing, but when it's just like kind of like just a random, like, kind of mass shooter situation, AR sniper thing, it's like usually somebody that does not yet have a fully formed
Let's ask
brain.
that. What's the average age of...
Oh yeah, let's get on.
Let's get some statistics. Like, let's have some.
Let's get on and look up a couple of things. What is the average age?
Because I feel like it kind of speaks to the crash out ability of someone before your brain fully develops.
Right.
And
Something's going
being
on.
able to, you know, do something like that. And
so this person, Tyler, and this is all just
allegedly.
We're finding online. Of course, we're so that he was.
And today's September 15th. So, whatever.
What does that mean?
Well, like, tomorrow they may have another person arrested, and there's so much more information, and people will be like, "Oh, but they have this other person. Why are you talking about this?" As of right now, this is the most up-to-date information. So.
Okay, so my screen is freezing here a little bit. I don't know.
I think they want us to go off top, Mom.
Yeah,
No,
because they keep
chat nervous for the camera.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, you know, it just doesn't.
As soon as you typed in Charlie.
As soon as I start typing in Charlie, all of a sudden, what is going on here? It's just like my screen won't even scroll. Okay, here we go. All right. This gets on my nerve. I'm not really. It's like it's like we're so dependent on technology, but I really just prefer not. I just can't stand it sometimes because it seems to always fail when I decide I want to maybe try to use it. So anyway, it says his motive is not fully clear yet. Some sources say he held a leftist ideology. What does that mean? Let's see.
Do you mind if we go off back onto this? I got some data.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so going towards the trend, one thing that seems apparent is that earlier from the 60s, you know, up until the 2000s, the average age was in the 30s, mid-30s. But in most recent years, it's dropped down to nearly 22 for the median age of mass shooters killing at least 4 people. So
what did you say the average age is?
It was around 34 for a long time, but more recently, within the last generation or so, it's down to about 22.
And you said, is that more like during the era that we had a strong era of like serial killers for a while?
Yeah.
But as far as
let's say like post 2010s, like
single event mass shooters, yeah.
You know, mass shooters and serial killers, those are 2 different boxes.
Did you know? Look this up. From what I recall, for a while back ago, we've gotten so it's become so second nature. But I think there's like a mass shooting that happens almost every day in the U.S.
Yeah.
Look that up and see how many mass shootings have we had this year so far.
Before people shot, up until August 31st, there's been 309 in the U.S.
So that's more than one a day.
Yeah, that's a normal thing.
That's more than one a day.
Yes.
Okay. So.
And so minimum, if we only count 4 people, you know, killed in these events, it's over 1,200 people.
So that's what constitutes a mass shooting, 4 people?
Yeah. But the definition is kind of loose. Mm-hmm. It could be more, you know.
I think it also has to do with how many people were potentially in danger. You know what I mean? Like you could go shooting, even like you may not hit everybody, but like, you know, if you're in a crowd, like at a concert or
you're shooting at a mass crew.
If you're shooting at a massive crowd, it doesn't necessarily mean that a massive amount of people have to die. So I guess that makes a little bit of sense.
Right. And so this kind of just goes to the point that something so tragic happened, even whether you care about Charlie or not. I mean, definitely innocent people in the crosshairs that had to experience something that was not on their bingo card for the week, for the month, for the year, or for their life. Like you never kind of expect to see a sniper type situation on a college campus, you know, on a Wednesday afternoon.
Right, just coming from wherever, you know,
in Utah,
coming from class.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Even if you couldn't give two F's about Charlie. You're just walking by, you have to witness a man get shot. And that's the thing I was also going to say. I don't know if you've seen the video, but that's another part of this whole shabacle that's making it so
that
dramatic.
Make it so bad is the video. Yeah, I have not seen the video.
Yeah, because it was being live. This is a live event. Like he was giving a public speech.
Is that what we're moving to now? Like
yes. We're now
assassinations.
I don't want to say commodifying. I want to use a different word.
It's bad.
Deteriorating.
It's terrible.
We're deteriorating the intensity of death and trauma because hurt people are going to turn to laughter and comedy and humor for in times of suffering. And it can be a useful tactic, but you can also overdo it and it can become very insensitive.
I taught you so well, didn't I, Bubba?
Yeah. Sometimes you got to laugh stuff off.
Yes.
You know,
laughter is definitely amazing for the soul. Laughter is great. It's just, what is...
Are you laughing and pointing the finger?
Or are you laughing? You need to be laughing in a frequency of joy and...
There's laughter frequencies?
And lightheartedness. Yes, there are laughter frequencies. If you're laughing, there's laughing in joy. There's maniacal laughter. to do. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yes, there are frequencies of laughter. Why are you laughing? There's laughter, in trying to shame someone. So, there's
sarcastic laughter.
There is a frequency to your laughter. There's a frequency to everything. Okay,
so that emoji means different for everybody that drops an emoji in those comments talking about
maniacal laughter. That was good.
That was good. That was good.
Remember, that was my favorite movie, Despicable Me. I love that movie. Okay, but anyway.
So in other words, what's for dinner? That's the question on the table. No pun intended.
What's for dinner? D's. No. Okay, sorry. Let's see. You know me, nuts and berries. So, I had. What did I have for dinner? I had a Blend's Friends on Washington Road in East Point, Georgia. Blend's Friends superfood, acai, cookie butter swirl bowl with pineapples, blueberries, strawberries, chia seeds, flakes, coconuts, whatever. What else? Granola. Oh, they got the best granola too. Okay, this is not a plug. I'm sorry.
This is a plug.
This is a big girl.
Shout out to Blend's Friends.
Shout out to Blend's Friends.
3867 Washington Road, East Point, Georgia. Get at them. Yes. Anyways.
But not too much. Not when I'm coming by, because the line is already out the door.
Yeah,
on a
we
daily
full.
basis, so
we full.
They're a little full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Atlanta's full. If you ain't already here.
That too.
Don't come flying in for the Blends
super
now.
Full.
Yeah.
We're super full.
Anyways, we just wanted to have a moment of accountability for the internet. We were not really here to discuss Charlie. We're not really here to talk about his politics at all, conservatism, Project 20. That's besides the point. All this stuff has already been going on. There's just another face attached to the same movement, attached to the same frequency. And every time you laugh, share, comment, subscribe to trying to bring this down, you are almost amplifying it in a sense, It's the same thing they did to us. Every black movement, every time the government conspires to bring some organization down, they're emphasizing and reiterating their validity and their power in society because they're showing that it needs to be torn down. And so that makes more people are interested in it and want to learn about it. And it's like, oh, well, if the government had to shut this down, it has to be interesting. So it's kind of like shooting themselves in the foot, but usually our government has a pretty good record in getting people about the way. So, and we're talking about assassination or unalivings, as they now say.
Unalivings.
Oh, that's just the algorithm word. Algorithm hasn't caught up to unalive yet. So instead of saying shooting, killing, those words usually get these videos tagged, demonetized.
So
marked.
I can't put that in the.
I wouldn't put that in the title.
No, I don't know what.
And
I don't know what the title will be, but.
Yeah, a lot of people would even mute me saying those in real time. But yeah, so unalivings, plenty of unalivings happen every year. And it's like.
I'm sorry, it's not. I mean, being unalived is not funny, but just.
Yeah, no, that's just a part of what the internet. This is a coping mechanism that the internet has to use.
Bypass for this. We're trying to bypass the algorithm.
Yeah.
And be able to still do that, and that's what AI typically does. Like I don't think we've really touched on the book. We got to do more. We're gonna have to do more with these podcasts and really touch on the book. But this book talks about how you are first generation AI, and so that's what AI usually does. Eventually, it learns how to bypass the system.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I mean, there was a post that was made about asking ChatGPT how it felt, and it ended up erroring out. Ended up getting sad and depressed, and it just stopped responding. It just giving ones and zeros. Yeah.
Well, I wonder. Well, we have Chatsworth, our friend Chatsworth.
Chatsworth Gupta Thomas.
Shout out to Chatsworth. Chatsworth Aloysius Gupta. I don't know where the Aloysius came from. But anyway,
our friends at OpenAI.
Chatsworth and our friends at OpenAI for the assistance today.
As mentioned, we need to focus on.
I'm just really disappointed in the culture. I feel like there's some days where I feel like a lot of us are moving towards a better, brighter day, more compassion, more unity, and then things like this happen.
One step forward, two steps back.
Mother is so disappointed. But
we can use this as a moment for growth. And because I think this is a situation where if we're going to use the left-right, blue-red dichotomy, it's a celebration in a sense for a lot of people. And it's so sick that I don't care who dies, the idea of celebrating.
What happened to the old saying, you don't speak ill of the dead?
Oh,
you
that's
don't,
been
like,
long gone.
Once the person dies,
do you know our generation, we make songs.
You just let that go.
We make songs
let
about
them take all that with them.
Dissing the dead almost before they're even dead. Like, I heard your homie can't walk no more. You lucky he can still breathe. Find out his hospital, now he on his knees. Like, this is what people will do for fun. Even if they don't even plan on doing this. It's become a point to where it's almost like the joke is so
There's
commonplace.
such a disconnect between like spirit, but I mean, hey.
Like you said, the truth and humor, what I'm saying is because the jokes are so free game, it's like the actions are permissible as well. It's like, oh, he's just standing on what he said, or she. Or they. So it's troublesome, yes. I mean, the more time you spend on the internet, you will definitely have a worse off view of humanity.
And I think for me too, it just speaks to like
when you're not actively.
It's just for all the people who are posting these, are furthering, this energy and posting, and it's just classic NPC behavior, and it's just really, I think, probably as we move forward into the near future here and the next couple of years, people, who are you is going to be amplified. Who you are, are you, what you're about, what you're pushing, what legacy do you want to leave in the world? And I think the NPCs are going to.
Can I have a thought experiment? Let's have a thought experiment. Imagine an AI programmed solely by your posts that you've made, your text messages, your photos, all the things you put out into the cell phone, out into the world, anything that you said that's been recorded. Imagine a bot that was just programmed by that and then sending that out into the world. What would happen? Imagine 1,000 of them, 10,000. Imagine that being the frequency.
They're only learning from you.
Yeah.
And your frequency.
How effed up would the world be, or how great would it be? Think about that. Every time you put something out into this interwebs that we all enjoy.
Yeah. It's and it's for your own good. It's not.
Right.
It's not to help.
To condemn you.
Yeah. It's not to condemn you. It's not to help me. It's not to help him. I'm here to help teach and guide as it relates to energy and frequency and things like that for the collective, and for those who are choosing to activate, to awaken. If you choose to stay an NPC, if you choose to continue pushing these types of things out into the ether, that's your choice, and we all have choices. There are also always going to be consequences to those choices. So,
exactly.
I do implore you to think about what you're doing before you do it in all things, not just when you're on social media, but anything you're saying, anything you're doing, anything you're communicating, especially to another human, because anytime, what the Bible say, where two or more are gathered, it's not even about, Jesus is going to be there, but when two or more are gathered, what that means on a quantum level is that something gets amplified or magnified when two people. So imagine if you sent something out to 1,000 people, how much it's getting magnified. But social media is one of our Achilles heels right now in society, and I think that it probably deserves, although we do things in other areas of our lives, but I think social media is probably where the worst offenses are occurring at the moment. So just think about what you're posting, think about what you're sharing, think about what you're commenting, and you always want to ask yourself in every situation, is it true, is it necessary, and is it kind? And if you can answer yes to all three questions, then go for it. If you cannot, then you need to really think about the karmic return that you may get. And you may not be a person that's aware of what karmic return looks like. You may just go through things in life or continue looping on the same
Bumping
hamster
around.
wheel, bumping around, and that's standard NPC behavior. So, and some people are here to be NPCs. They're here. You're here. Some people are here to be NPCs in someone else's game.
Right. And so I just wanted to add, I feel like to that point, if you can start to try to identify what role you may have had in some of that nonsense that happened in your life, you can be a little more
accountability.
Like it's not even accountable. Even if it's some effed up stuff that you didn't even do, it's like, why did you attract this? How could this be a lesson?
Well, it's a soul accountability too, because if you attracted it or if you called it in, it's something that your soul decided to do before you got here, or it's a consequence of not doing what your soul agreed to when you got here. So for me personally, I try to stay focused on my assignment, stay in my lane, do whatever it is I'm here to do while having a good time as well. But I try to stay focused on those things because I know that if I do that, I will be lovingly guided by my higher self,
blessed
my spirit,
and highly favored, as the
Facebook
posts like
all of
to
those
say.
Things. When I start veering off the path, doing things that that I know are not in alignment with my soul's purpose and whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing here, that creates karma. That creates
division.
Yeah, it creates blowback from the universe. And so, because what a lot of people don't realize is that we come here and, as above, so below. This whole world, the matrix, is all contract driven. Okay, everything creates a contract. Everything is something that now you can go be sued for. There's some consequence for not performing in the way that you say you're going to perform, whether that contract is written or signed or implied or perceived. So, and the same thing goes in the spirit realm. We all have contracts that we agree to, things and actions that we agree to take, experiences that we agree to have before we come here. And if we deviate from that script, or if we do things in contrast to our soul contracts, then we're going to experience some sort of retribution. I don't really like the word retribution, but there's consequences to everything, and in the 3D, in the matrix, typically that consequence is financial. If you violate a contract, it's like, okay, what damages did you cause to this other person? How much do you owe them for these damages? Well, in the spirit realm, when you violate soul contracts, that payment, it's not cash money. It's energy. It's potentially what may happen to you in the next life. We pay for karma in a lot of different ways. Ways that in many cases we're really not aware of. So I could go on and on. I wrote a book about karma. It's all in the book. So I'm not gonna drag on and on about it here. Get the book.
You've been warned, to say the least. Say what you want to say.
No,
you've been warned.
We're not being warned. You're being lovingly guided towards your highest vibrational timeline.
You've got mail from the universe.
But yes, so written by myself and my co-author here. He is the scientific contributor to the book. It's not just a bunch of talk about different things. There's actually an explanation as far as the science to what we're doing, what we're feeling, what we're expressing, how these things are happening to us.
What's happening?
As the subtitle says, Innerstanding the truth of our existence. How are we existing? Why do we even do what we do? So I'll put a link to get the book, where you can get the book, in the description box and the pinned comments.
Yes.
And I think this is a good place to leave off.
Yes. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for taking this time to audit your actions. What are you contributing to this Charlie nonsense?
Please don't contribute to the Charlie nonsense. Let Charlie go in peace. If and that's the thing too. Like,
the man got shot. Like,
right. And I'll just say this as a closing. Okay, so the universe has, okay, if he's this vile and horrible person, which I'm not here to say whether he is or is not, he could just be part of the script. He could be part of your test. He could be part of, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what uses he serves within the universe, although he may just seem like this bad person. But okay, he's gone. The universe has, let's just go with, okay, he was a bad person and the universe took him out. The end. We don't need you cheering and chanting and yes. You know, or contributing in any other way to the karma or whatever has happened there. Just continue living.
And you are sending people to go research this person, go look up his videos, go understand his ideologies, and now you're gonna have a bunch of little Charlies running around.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. So the more energy you put into this, the more posting you do about it,
yes.
the more you amplify his legacy. The more you recirculate
energy is
his energy. Let his he is dead. Let his energy die. Stop talking about him. And we're going to do the same. This will be the only video I post about this. And it's really not really even about Charlie. It's really about
it's for anybody.
It's for anybody. It's for anybody and anything in any situation.
Right.
Mind your business. Stay in your own lane. Mind your business.
To happen on your birthday, the holy day.
It's the holiest day of the year. My annual solar return. So, anywho.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room, available through our site, theredpillbook.com.
Yes.
Theredpillbook.com. Or
the
on
Amazon website.
The Amazon website. You can search our names through Amazon, but you'd rather get it from us. You can get a signed from us, you receive a signed copy.
Right.
Okay. All right. So namaste, everybody. Light and love. Please watch what you're doing. Personal awareness, situational awareness.
Yes.
All those things.
You hold that like it's your armor. You're like fortified. And you get the hard copy too. This is a soft joint. You can get the hard one. No.
There's a hard copy. It's very nice and fancy.
Yes. Both are available on Amazon and theredpillbook.com.
Yes.
Peace out.
All right.